What's going on, everybody? It's Q from Retro Q Gaming here, and I want to bring to you today with a little bit of a thought-provoking video, a thought-provoking exercise. Let's call it some mental gymnastics, if you will, but in the good way, not the stupid way we frequently see on Twitter and fanboy videos. Anyway, this one is aimed at you people out there who, like myself, are a fan of a certain studio, a certain type of game, and even though I'll use the word very, very loosely, a certain series. This studio, of course, is Quantic Dream. The style of game and style of gameplay is their whole narrative, non-linear storytelling, their interactive drama, as they sometimes like to call it. And when I say series, again, a very loose term in this situation, I'm talking about games along the lines of Fahrenheit, that's Indigo Prophecy for you Americans out there, Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Detroit Become Human. And the big question I want to pose, or the big situation, if you will, that I possibly pose to you here today, is because it's all the rage. Films do it, TV shows do it, books do it, everything does it. What if these games actually had a shared universe experience? Now, I'm not talking one game where everything is happening and everything is referenced and whatnot at the same time. But when you look at it, they're all set so far apart in both time as well as actual location. It could potentially be very possible that these four games have a shared world. Let me give you a couple of examples and a couple of comparisons here. You have Fahrenheit, takes place in 2009 in New York City. Pretty much just contained to one city. I don't believe Heavy Rain has an exact time period set, although given the game's release time it's probably somewhere between the late 2000s and the early 2010s and teens. And if I remember correctly, Detroit Become Human is obviously set in the future, but I think they give the actual time period in the game itself. Beyond Two Souls, however, takes place over a multitude of different time periods. Detroit is obviously set in Detroit, but Beyond Two Souls, not so much. That's set somewhere else entirely. Some of it being in the CIA, some of it being in their training centers, some of it being in potentially fictional, we'll call it research institutes. And Heavy Rain, as far as I know, has no actual location. Just like it has no actual year. Now I'm going to read some fairly far out stuff here. I might even pull a delt while I'm at it, just because I'm reaching so far. When you look at the design of some of the houses and some of the locations and locales in the likes of Heavy Rain, as well as Beyond Two Souls and Detroit Become Human, a lot of them are very, very similar. Now I realize that just could be down to their own personal art styles, their own personal design styles. Not to mention the ease of reusing assets and reusing almost identical designs, instead of creating something brand new from scratch. It takes less time, takes less manpower, it takes less money. But a lot of it is shared together and you can easily see the influence. Maybe it's just because it's the same artists, maybe it's because it's the same designers. But let's just for a second suspend belief and say maybe it's not. Maybe it's actually all a shared universe. One where you'd have the paranormal powers from Fahrenheit, where you'd have the origami killer abducting and killing children every couple of years when the rain is heavy enough to do so. Again, tying in with the paranormal side of it. You've got Jodie from Beyond Two Souls. There's some more paranormal stuff going in with the Fahrenheit one. And with all this kind of weird stuff happening in one universe, who's to say in 20, 30 years from now, or at least 20, 30 years from those games, we won't have robust, realistic AI that's possibly able to go deviant, think for itself, care for its own well-being and whatnot. Is it so far out there? Is it so much to ask? I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I don't know for sure if this is actually true. It's more of a thought-provoking exercise that we can all have a little bit of fun with. Will we ever find out an actual answer for this? Probably not. Even if it's not the case, even if it is the case, we'll probably never get a concrete answer. It's most likely going to be 4, 5, 6, several years from now before we see another Quantic Dream game. But I know I'll look forward to it. Unless they show it off and it looks to be Death Stranding or something like that. Anyway, let me know in the comments section below. Have you played Quantic Dream games? Do you like Quantic Dream games? Which ones? Why not? And what are your thoughts about the whole potential links between everything in a shared world, universe, whatever it is style? Do you think it's possible? Do you think it's plausible? Or do you think it's just absolutely ludicrous? Let me know all that in the comments section below. Hit the appropriate button to let me know how I did on the video, and while you're at it, why not head on over and hit that subscribe button. Let's get those numbers up to 850 for those 100% blind, no hand-holding, dank souls-free live stream playthroughs, and up to 1,000 to get the Fable, a much requested game room tour. And why not even ring the little notification bell? Granted, getting a notification from YouTube about a live stream or a video upload in current year is a whole other story, but hey, at least you can say you tried, am I right? As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the rest of the videos in my channel.